Ma yafe hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafe hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafe hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafe hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. It is lovely to have all of you with me on this night. I was really afraid that there was going to be no one here. And I apologize for the false advertising. Gabriella was supposed to be singing with us. Lela was supposed to be singing with us. She went ahead and lost her voice. So what she will do to get out of doing a service with me. But I appreciate having you with me on this evening. We begin as we light our Shabbat candles, page 2 and 3. Mhm.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, shel Shabbat, lehadlik ner, shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. You want your book back? You left your book up. The top of page 9, we continue responsively. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. Naria, Naria, Litzuri, Shenu, Nekad Mafanav Toda. Naria, Naria, Litzuri, Shenu, Bizmirot Naria Lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, Ladonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, Ladonai. Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai. Raise a shout for our rock and deliverer. Let us come into God's presence with praise. Let us raise a shout for God in song. For Adonai is a great God, the great ruler of all divine beings. In God's hands are the depths of the earth. The peaks of the mountains are God's. God's is the sea, God made it, and then the land which God's hands fashioned. Come, let us bow down and kneel, bend the knee before Adonai our Maker. For Adonai is our God, and we are the people God tends, the flock in God's care. Oh, if you would heed God's charge this day. Towards the bottom of that page, the last paragraph of the Hebrew, Yismichu Hashamayim. Yismichu Hashamayim. Yismichu Hashamayim. Yismichu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam umlo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam umlo. Yismichu hashamayim, Yismichu hashamayim, Yismichu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. We jump over to L'chadodi, page 20. Yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likrat kala, yalla la 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 epenei Shabbat, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Ishmi'anu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad. Ushemo echad. L'shem tiferet. V'hiliti lai, yella la 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 lecha dodi, yella la 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 likrat kala, yella la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat. Lechuven elcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava Hitorari kiva oreich kumiori uri shidaberi kevod Adonai alaich niglai Yella la 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 lecha dodi, yella la 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 likrat kala, yella la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. For the last verse, we welcome the Sabbath bride as we rise and face the door. Boi v'shalom. Ater bala gam b'simcha uvtohola toch emunei am segula boi chala Yella la 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 lecha dodi, yella la 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 likrat kala, yella la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. We continue on page 145. Yitkadal v'yitkadal shemei rabbah v'yamiru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach ve'al amural me'al maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudisha barichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiram b'alma, v'imiru, amen. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. The middle of 147, let's read together. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Hukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta, Otanu lemadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu, uvkumenu nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toracha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Oheb amo Yisrael, Oheb amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu lototafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher chotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Responsively on 151. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all. Yet that oneness eludes our grasp, as imperfection and evil abound. Before our eyes there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness. There is evil enough to break the heart. There is good enough to exalt the soul. When will redemption come? When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves. Long ago we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High. We learn God's presence redeems time and event. So we celebrate this power that makes for freedom. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh, norat tehilot osefele, norat tehilot osefele. Malchutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe. Zelianu ve'amru, Zelianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ka'al Yisrael. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporeh sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Yismachu is the middle of the next page. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Mekadashei, Mekadashei Shavi Shabbat, Kulam Yispehu, V'yitangu metu v'cha Shabbat, Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. V'ashvi'i ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat, kemdad yamim, oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Zecher Lemase Bereshit Shabbat, Zecher Maaseh, Lemaaseh Bereshit Shabbat, Yismechu V'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat V'korei Oneg Shabbat, Yismechu V'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat V'korei Oneg Shabbat. We continue with the words of the Tefillah, and once again I invite you, if you are able, to rise. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufia ki tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rab L'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Chomorit HaKashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech noflim berofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha bar givurot, umidom elach, Melech meimit u'mechayeh u'matzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kdoshim b'chol yom yalalucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. The top of 160 we read together. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant as our holy heritage your holy Shabbat, that Israel, who sanctifies your name, may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Say Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael. Be gracious, Adonai our God, to your people Israel, and receive our prayers in love. May our worship always be acceptable to you. Fill us with the knowledge that you are near to all who seek you in truth. Let our eyes behold your presence in our midst, in the midst of our people in Zion. Blessed is Adonai, whose presence renews Zion. Baruch atah Adonai, hamachazir shchinato l'Tzion. Hoda'ah, the prayer of thanksgiving. page 163. For the good in us which calls us to a better life, we give thanks. For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hands, we offer praise. For the desire in us which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For life in nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being. For all these things, O Sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, atov shimcha, v'lecha na'eh lehodot. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tol beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol eit uvechol tasim leolam, tasim leolam. Praised are you, Adonai. Bless your people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai. Ambarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Pause for a few moments. Personal prayer. Ose shalom bimroma, Huyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Ose shalom bimroma, Huyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. So normally on the first Friday of each month, we do the blessing for those who have events during the month. But somebody of particular importance prevailed on me to do an extra set of blessings this month, partially because they weren't able to be here for the first of the month. So if anybody is celebrating a birthday, anniversary, whatever, during the month of November, we'll invite you to join us up now as I call my folks forward as they celebrate their wedding anniversary. And they're still newlyweds, it's only 63. So, come on. You asked for it, you gotta come up. May the God who blessed our ancestors bless each of you as you've come to be blessed this day, as you celebrate something significant in your lives this November. May the year and years ahead be filled with health, with happiness, with peace, and may you have many chances to share and celebrate your joy with community and with family. And together we say, Amen.
Thank you.
I'm not going to you this, but that's Mazel Tov. So it's the week of Thanksgiving, and everybody starts thinking about gratitude and what does it mean to be grateful, right? And people are always going like, well, we're grateful for this, or we go around the table and celebrate, I'm grateful for that. And that's a truly wonderful thing. The problem is, I was thinking about it this week, is gratitude one week is wonderful. But what happens next week? And I was thinking about it in Jewish terms, because being the rabbi, that's the way I think about things. And I was thinking about the fact that gratitude within Judaism is interesting, because there are times when we are supposed to be grateful because we are able to achieve a particular moment in life. We celebrate an anniversary. We celebrate the gratitude and say the Shechianu blessing, the blessing for having reached a joyous occasion. But is gratitude always reactionary? Is it always about the fact that we have received something and that we are being grateful for? Or is gratitude something else? Or is another part of gratitude something else? And then it dawned on me that we actually say the blessing over the bread, the hamotzi. That's said before we eat. So we are actually saying thank you before we've actually received anything. We're saying we're grateful that we have something to eat. But what happens if you're in a moment in time where what's before you really isn't something that you're excited to eat? Or, I can think back to some meals growing up, when it was liver. And there wasn't enough ketchup to make it palatable. Was I really thankful for that meal? A good Jewish answer is yes and no, right? I was lucky enough to have food in front of me, and for that I'm grateful. I'm also lucky enough to be able to say, there were foods that I didn't enjoy eating, and that if I ate a little less that night, I wasn't going to starve. That I could choose to have a food that I don't particularly like. Very much like many of you know how I feel about matzah, right? But again, as I think about it this week, how lucky am I to have a food that I can afford to dislike? And thinking about the way we say the blessing struck me, that we say the thank you before we actually eat, right? Is also, I think, a way for us to take a moment out and say, I'm going to focus on the gratitude before the food. And that sometimes we may not always feel that gratitude once we get to the food, but that sometimes we have to make it the ritual of saying the blessing. What's the old expression? Fake it till you make it? Is that possibly true of gratitude? Show gratitude until you actually feel gratitude? Because which one causes which? By saying the blessing, by saying thank you, do we create the thought of gratitude? Or do we express gratitude by saying the blessing? And as in many things in Jewish life, I think both are true. And I think so as we gather tonight thinking about gratitude, think about the practice of gratitude as a preemptory activity so that we may be more grateful, that we can appreciate what comes next, that even if we're not really grateful, we have reason to be thankful because we're lucky enough to not necessarily be able to feel the gratitude, that we may be able to, shall we say, fake it till we make it. And that way, as we celebrate, not only Thanksgiving, but as we celebrate each and every week, we can remember that how lucky we are, how much we have been given, and how much gratitude really is deserved. Let's turn to Aleinu, page 282 in the middle, and I will invite you to rise.
Aleinu l'shabach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו מודים ומשתחווים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, life and death. On this Shabbat, we recall the name of Alan Green, who's in his period of Shloshim, the first 30 days since the time of his death. And to his name we link those whose yahrzeits, the anniversary of whose death falls at this season, as we remember Albert B. Ball, Morris H. Bash, Paulina Bernheimer, Charles Burns, Mary Elizabeth Kastner, Fred Cooper Smith, Louis Hurt, Paul Jaslow, Linda Cranus Fox, Sue Ellen Kutenplan, Samuel R. Lever, Anna Markowitz, Rose Shlonsky Sack, Zichrona Livracha. May the memory of each of those whose names we have mentioned and all those whose memories we hold dear in our hearts forever be a blessing as we turn to the words of Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yichadash shemei rabbah v'yalmad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh dechol Beit Yisrael v'agalau v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivorach le'olam u'lamei almaya
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemed kudisha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. May there be abundant peace from heaven and life for us, for all Israel and all the world, to which we say, Amen. Turning to words that sanctify the Sabbath day, we turn to Kiddush and Motzi. If you'd like to find the words of the Kiddush, they're back on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho v'yaba uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemaseh v'reishit Yu yom techila Lamikra'e Kodesh, Zecher Letziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu Vachata, Yotanu Kidashta, Mikol Hamim, B'Shabbat Kodshecha, Ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim. And I talked about being grateful and giving thanks over the bread, the motzi. Say that now. And you'll all get a piece tonight because the kids aren't here. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. You may be seated. Just a few quick announcements on this Shabbat. As we get into December, it becomes a very busy time of the year. We are getting ready for on the 13th, or Hanukkah 14th, Hanukkah party, the Sisterhood annual Hanukkah party on the 14th. If you'd like to attend, you do need to sign up. We look forward to having you there. There is a design your own menorah contest that goes on, and there are some nice prizes that go for that too. And then on that Thursday night, we have our annual latkes and vodkas, and also we need you to sign up so we know how many latkes we're making. Because we want to make sure we have enough for everybody. We've been starting to talk about the recipes that we're going to be trying for this year, and we've got some really interesting ideas. It'll be fun to see which of them actually make it through to the evening. Also on 2 weeks from tonight, next week is a 6 o'clock service. 2 weeks from tonight is a special musical service, a 7 o'clock start. We have the cantor will be joining us, as well as a small group from a congregation in the Washington, D.C. area, who will be doing a small part of the service as well. And so that should be a really nice opportunity to come together for a service. Anything else I forgot? Somebody's going to tell me. No. Okay. So let's finish. Make you happy. Page 323. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeidchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom.